Hello, you guys. What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Lise Perez, and I am your Master Embodiment Coach and author. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. That would be awesome, and I would be so grateful. And of course, if you, of course, please share with your friends and all the fun stuff. And I hope you guys are doing fabulous. And it is quite hot, so my hair is kind of, up in a bun, kind of all crazy. We're moving tomorrow, so that's frigging exciting. And I'm just so happy to be here and doing another segment for you guys. So one topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about is it's kind of an interesting topic, so bear with me, all right? It's kind of an interesting subject or a title, and it's called One Word I Don't Like. Nothing super fancy about the title. I really didn't know how to entitle this, but you'll get what I'm saying. So that word, and I'll explain what it is. I'll explain the reason why I'm not a fan of it, in just a moment. But the word is should. And I've grown to become not a fan of it. And I've really been prone to use that word quite a bit, especially when it comes to business. And I'll explain why. This is why I'm not a fan of it. Because what happens is when you say should in a sentence, it tends to be coming from a mindset of lack. And I'll give you an example. So I should have started my business 8 years ago when I wanted to. I shouldn't have procrastinated. I should have gotten that house. I should have gotten those clothes when I was obsessing over them. I should have wrote that post. I should have did this. I should have, went on with my idea, because it could have happened. And most often, when you use the word should in a sentence, could have comes after it. I should have did this because because this could have happened. I should have did that because I could have prevented that. Or, as I should have bought that house because now, I could have did more videos in there, or whatever the case may be, right? Or I should have written that post because now someone else did it, right? I wouldn't know what happened. And a lot of the times, most people with the kind of saying, actually, I don't even know what the saying is, or what this, if it's a quote or whatever, but people always say should have, could have, would have, right? And to me, when I say that, the word should have or should really comes with a mindset of lack, comes through because of a mindset of lack. We're saying things from the mentality that it's like, we envisioned it and we should have did that, but it didn't happen, and we beat ourselves up, and it doesn't allow us to move forward because we should have did that. I should have had that. Like, just for me, I've said this many times over, where I was like, I should have started my business 8 years ago. Who knows where I could have been right now? And I say that all the time. I should have made that decision because now I'm regretting it. Who knows where I could have been right now? I should have been more salesy, right? I should have done this because who knows what could have happened, right? We say that word so loosely that, in my opinion, as I think about it and as if I experienced it firsthand, it's a negative context, because we, as I said, it comes from a mindset of lack, and the universe doesn't know should. The universe only knows alignment now, right? I heard this from my coach today, and she says the universe doesn't know time. The universe knows alignment right now. So so I'll give you an example of my own experience. If I didn't work on my business 8 years ago, or lack thereof, I didn't do a single thing about my business. I did some, but not as much as I should have done, you see? And so if I didn't do it, It's because I wasn't energetically aligned to my business. I wasn't, energetically sound. I was not an energetic match to it. I was not, my business and myself wasn't aligned energetically. There was so many things, and now that as I think about it, there's so many things that I needed to grow and evolve in my own person and my own character and in my own, perseverance and my own dedication to my own business. There's no way that I would have been able to do the business 8 years ago. And if I did, and the reason why I kind of let it go, so to speak, was because I was not, to be fully transparent, I was not authentic to myself. I wasn't true to myself. I wasn't owning my truth. There was a lot of things going on that I was trying to teach people, that I was trying to kind of focus on and teach and coach people on, but I didn't coach myself on it first, right? I didn't lead myself through it first. I was trying to teach something that I didn't lead on. I was just focusing, I was trying to teach something that I didn't lead myself through first. So what I was doing was I was trying to teach someone a concept just for my own mind, but it wasn't heart-centered because I didn't lead myself first through it. So I am not able to, I shouldn't say, there you go, I shouldn't say, that I should have worked my business 8 years ago, because yeah, who knows where I could have been today, really. In all fairness, yes, I ask myself this all the time, who knows where I could have been, but I had to understand that I was not an energetic match at the time, right? There was no clarity, there was no vision, there was no big picture purpose that I had for the business. It was just, throwing missiles all over the place, hoping something will hit, trying to launch something and hoping someone will bite it, right? Like, when you're fishing, right? This is a beautiful analogy, because when you're fishing, right, what you do, you throw the hook in, hoping that that a fish will bite. And you could spend hours and hours and hours doing it, and you could spend hours and hours and hours fishing and be all day in the water with not a single bite. But you're just hoping a fish, something will bite your hook, your bait, right? You're throwing your bait out there, aka you're planting the seed, hoping something will bite, but there's no clarity, there's no vision. It's not like you're like, okay, I want to catch a salmon, right? So what so many fishermen do is they just throw the bait out. Of course, it's a hobby, right? Of course, it's something that they enjoy doing, but they'll throw the hook out there, hoping something will bite the line, that the bait will catch something. As I said, you could be hours and hours and hours doing it, even days even. Some people even just camp on their boats just hoping and praying that something will bite, but there's no clarity and vision there. But they'll just hope and pray and that something will happen with it. But during a time after they get frustrated and bored, they'll be like, okay, after a couple days or whatever, they'll turn around and walk away, and they'll try again. They'll try again the next day, hoping and praying. There's no clarity, there's no vision. So if you're like me and you're like, you know what, I should have did this my business, several years ago, who knows what could have happened. Well, you know what? It's good that it didn't happen at that time, because if you were like me and there was no clarity, no vision, no big picture purpose, then you'll be like the fishermen who just try to throw their hook into the water, hoping something will bite. And it could be days, it could be hours, it could be months even, and you'll just keep going back into the water and nothing will bite, because there's no clarity and there's no vision for it. And what happens? There'll be procrastination. I don't want to fish tomorrow. Like something will probably not bite, right? You start to doubt yourself. You start to lose faith. You start to, lose control of your own self-worth, because you feel that you're not that great of a fisherman. But in reality, there is no clarity and no vision of what you wanted to catch, or the time of day when all the fish are kind of surrounding the water. There's no investigation of it. There's no mindset thing. There's just a mindset of lack. Right? Oh, if I should have gone earlier today, maybe something could have happened, maybe something could have been. If I should have gone yesterday, maybe something could have happened. Or there's a huge one too, right? There's the imposter syndrome. Everybody tends to go through the imposter syndrome, right? And they see their competition, and like, just from the fisherman example, you're upset, you're frustrated, you're doubting yourself. You could be fishing for years and you're just not getting it, and you're just not biting, and you're going to at the exact same time every single day, at the exact same spot every single day, and nothing is biting. But then you have your friend that is like, guess what, like, I caught this fish, this is awesome, like, I'm so excited. What happens with your energy and your mood? It dwindles, it goes down, right? It goes like a roller coaster that we just don't like. It just swoops down, and you're like, oh, if I would have went with him, then something could have happened, right? Would have is like the past of should have. If I would have gone with him, something could have happened. Oh, he went at 3 p.m. and I went at 2. Like, I should have gone at 3 p.m. because something could have happened. I could have bit just like him, right? Or a fish could have bit my line because he came at 3 o'clock. Darn it! Why didn't I go at 3 o'clock? Why the heck did I go at 2 p.m.? That bites. And then guess what? You go to the next day at 3 p.m. and you don't bite, or nothing happens, because you're not energetically aligned to the fish, right? Your energy is not there because you're coming from a mindset of lack. That's why, like, the should have, what people say, the should have, could have, would have, needs to come out of our vocabulary, my friends, because it doesn't make sense. If you want to become an energetic match for your desires, then rather than say, I should have done this, focus on what you want to desire. Focus on what you're craving. Focus on the opportunity that you are desiring. Because once you know where you're going, aka once you have clarity and vision, you'll become an energetic match for it. You'll become an energetic match for your desires. But if you keep dwelling in the past, and that's what I don't like about should either, is because not only are we coming from a mindset of lack when we use the word should, but we're also living in the past, that this should have happened, because who knows what could have happened, right? You're using the past and the future in the same sentence. This should have happened because who knows what could have happened. You're already anticipating failure there. So again, it comes from a mindset of lack. So there's many words, right? It's the same with can't. But I've noticed that there's so many things that I always use should in a sentence. And I was like, gosh, that makes so much sense, because I always as I mentioned, I started my business 8 years ago. It was like literally like throwing missiles out there, just hoping something will catch, throwing a hook out there, just hoping a fish will bite. But planting seeds every which way, not really having clarity. It was just going in every single friggin' direction. And I would just get frustrated with myself, and I just didn't do a single thing about it, and procrastination got in the way, and nothing really happened. It never really skyrocketed. It became stagnant, poignant energy that just dwindled my own energy, and brought me into a different state that I was like, okay, this is not enough. This is like, what am I doing here? This is there's no point to this, right? And it went from 1 day of procrastination to 2 days to 3 days to 4 days, and all of a sudden it's been like, holy crap, it's been a month and I didn't do a single thing about my business. No wonder it didn't do a single thing. No wonder it didn't skyrocket. No wonder I wasn't able to become an energetic match for my business, because I didn't take the massive actions. I didn't take actions daily, right? But even though that was several years ago, I myself can't keep dwelling in the past and be like, I should have done this. I should have started my business 8 years ago. Why didn't I do that? I should have kept at it, because who knows where I could be right now. The fact of the matter is, my friends, is that if I would have started, and I thought about this so clearly, and I'm like, if I would have continued with the business the way it was 8 years ago, chances are I would be unhappy right now. And you might ask, why, Lise? Because I was not on purpose then. I was just doing something that someone told me to do, that someone convinced me to do. I was in a network marketing business, a couple actually, and just, you know, because they said that I'm great with women, and you know, it was a jewelry company and it was a makeup company, and they're like, you know, you're great with women, you're very sociable, you're friendly, you're approachable, so do this business. And I'm like, all right. But was it in direction of my purpose? It wasn't. So as I said, if I would have done that 8 years ago, if I would have continued it, yeah, I'd probably be successful, right? I probably would have been, but I wouldn't have been happy doing it because it wasn't part of my purpose, right? I would have gotten stagnant very quickly, which is what happened, right? Because I knew early on. I didn't last too long in both. It was probably about a year or so. And I learned during that time that I was like, what am I doing here? Like, this sucks. Like, this is not part of my purpose. This is not part of my vision. Although I didn't call it my purpose at the time. I didn't know really what that was. But I was like, this is not where I want to go for my life, for my family's life. This is not how I want to build a legacy. And so it got stagnant very quickly. It went from, so in one business, in one of the makeup businesses, I went from, you know, the bottom of the totem pole 3 levels up in less than 3 months. So I increased promotion very, very quickly, but I started getting very, very stagnant because I just wasn't happy doing what I was doing, because I knew it wasn't part of the vision that I wanted for myself. And I kept asking, and I literally forced myself to believe that it was. But that ended very quickly because I was like, yes, you can do this. You can totally become director. You can totally get to the top of the food chain. You can totally do this. You can travel the world, right? You can do this and do that. And so I wanted to be, one of my visions was to become a digital nomad, like working on my computer, you know, while I'm looking at the ocean behind me, or just working on my laptop, traveling the world with my husband and my girls. Like that was my vision, right? I wanted to empower women. I didn't call it coaching at the time. I didn't really understand what that meant, but I wanted to empower women, and I was going to do it globally. And while this business could have got me there was a piece missing that I craved, right? So as I said, even if I would have followed through with my commitments with these businesses, I would have gotten stagnant very quickly, and my energy would have dwindled just as quickly. So there's a reason why I'm not doing it. I needed to grow and evolve in my own accord, and you know, I needed to become aligned energetically with my purpose, so that I can find the happiness and embody the happiness and embody what it means to live the life that I truly desire. Right? That's what I want for you guys. And so I can no longer say should. And I know, and I've caught myself, to be very transparent, I've caught myself saying it many times, even just recently, you know, not to camera, right? But in my head, that I was like, you know, I should, why didn't I do this? Why, like, and I started beating myself up about it, and I'm like, I should have done this, and I should have done that, and who knows where it could be, and, you know, it could be because we're stuck in this mess, but no, the universe doesn't know time. The universe doesn't know should. The universe doesn't even know could. The universe knows alignment right here, right now. So if you're desiring something, we all do. We all desire to live the life that we desire. So if you're desiring something, know this. Don't live in the past any longer. Tony Robbins says this. Don't live in the past. Don't dwell in the past. Don't no longer say should, because all it is coming from a mindset of lack, and the universe doesn't know that. The universe is going to give you what you command. So rather than say should, just focus on your desires right now and become energetically aligned with your desires right here, right now. Because things change, we grow and evolve, and we change on a constant basis, on a daily basis. So the past doesn't matter at this point. It matters in your story, but it doesn't matter in your desires anymore. So just, I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about this. I spoke about this on a Facebook Live about the power of words, because it really, really, truly is powerful. But that's the one word that I don't like, is should. And it makes a world of difference when you switch it around and you shift your mindset from not a mindset of lack, but a mindset of abundance. Things start shifting, right? One word that you can use as a part instead of should is like, I want to activate my business now, right? You affirm it to yourself. Or things are not happening just yet, right? Just yet. Just those even two words makes a world of difference, because you start to really focus and truly become in energetic alignment with your desires, and it becomes a powerful thing. So I hope you guys like this video. Once again, I'm Lise Perez, your Master Embodiment Coach and author. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. Thank you for joining me on my channel for tonight's video. Of course, as always, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below what you think, and let me know your thoughts as well. And that'd be so awesome. So tomorrow we're moving. Yay! So I'm super excited. So we'll see you guys.